This is a reading for Jay, and she just wanted to find out whether she should get laser eye surgery. She has an appointment set up to kind of do a consultation for that, so she just wanted to get a little bit more of insight if she should. So for this reading, I will be using the Gilded Tarot deck, and the spread that I've selected is probably one of my new favorite decision spread, and it's Should I or Shouldn't I? The first 3 cards here represents what may happen if she decides to go ahead and make the change. And then the next 3 cards is what may happen if she leaves everything the same. This one is the outlook, should she go ahead and make the change, or the outcome if she goes and makes the change. And this is the outcome if she leaves everything as is. And then the last card here represents something she should know or consider before making her decision. So before I get started, I'd like to do a quick prayer. I call upon my angels and my guides to please be in communications with Jay's angels and guides. I also call upon Archangel Michael to please surround this reading in white light so that only divine messages may come through. Okay, so we're going to start looking at what may happen if she does decide to go ahead and make the change. So the first card that we've got is the 8 of Swords. The second one is the World, and then finally we have the Wheel of Fortune. So 2 of these cards are major arcanas. What this is kind of telling me is this would be a great outcome to kind of go ahead and follow this path and go ahead and do the eye surgery. The World is a very positive card. It kind of talks about good luck, karma, kind of completion, accomplishments. The Wheel of Fortune is good luck, karma, life cycle, destiny, turning point. And then the 8 of Swords, now this one is a woman blindfolded, tied down, surrounded by swords, so it's a little bit darker meaning here. And this one normally talks about being trapped. This card also talks about being blindfolded, having a blind spot, which is kind of funny for this particular reading because we're inquiring about laser eye surgery. So yes, in the long run, this will be a great solution. However, during those couple of days where you have to take it easy, you're going to find this a lot harder for you because you tend to be a more busy person, and staying put's you're going to find that a little bit more difficult. And this is kind of what that first card is representing. You're going to find the first few days difficult. Afterwards, it's looking very good, looking very positive. Now we're going to have a look now at what should happen if you leave everything as is. And now we have the 10 of Pentacles reversed. We have the Queen of Wands, and we have the 7 of Wands. So these cards here, so the first one, the 10 of Pentacles, and it's in the reverse situation. So this one talks about like loss. Now this is a pentacle, so it talks about resources. So obviously I don't think it would be a loss of money resources, since if you don't go ahead with the surgery you don't have to pay for it. But I think you would have like kind of a sense of losses because you kind of want to have this laser eye surgery. Queen of Wands, obviously when I see the royals, I always see these as representing a person. Page being somebody either a child or childish like. Knight would be adolescent, Queen is somebody who's a bit more mature, and then King is somebody who's wise. So in this one here, it's talking about the Queen, so somebody who's got a kind of a mature approach to things. This particular one now, Wands, normally talks about action, and it talks about exuberance, being vibrancy and determination. It's kind of saying, you know, you're a very determined person. That's obviously not going to change if you don't go through with it. You'll still, you know, kind of be the same, obviously same personality that you are now. But that determination may make it that because this is something you want, it's kind of probably something that you're going to push forward for more. The last card that we have here, so this one here is the Seven of Wands. This one talks about challenge and perseverance. So with the last two cards here, so the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Wands, we have the Queen talking about someone who's very determined, and we have the Seven that talks about challenge and perseverance. So I'm kind of seeing as if you don't go ahead, you'll still be fine. You kind of go and persevere through with you know, your sight being as it is, but you're gonna have with that first card here that sense of loss. So you definitely would prefer to get it, but if you don't, things will still be fine. Now the next one here, so this is actually the card on the outcome of what would happen if you go ahead and do this laser eye surgery. And for this card we have the Judgment. So now this talks about a rebirth, you know, so it'd be kind of like a new discovery of yourself, right? So just being able to get up, wake up, be able to see, and that sort of stuff. It's gonna feel very empowering and enlightening. That's kind of what this one here is saying. The next one that we have here for the outcome, should you decide not to go ahead and do the laser eye surgery, you get the Six of Cups reversed. So Six of Cups talks more about the emotional side, and then there's a bunch of cups here with and it talks about being stuck in the past, naivety, unrealistic. So I think we kind of keep looking back and says, what would have happened if I had done it? Should I have done it? You know, so I think there'll be a little bit of regrets there, right? One thing that the card now is suggesting you consider before you make your decision, and we have the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles, again, it's a royal, so it talks about somebody who's wiser, and because it's the pentacle, it talks about the resources. This one kind of represents security, control, power, discipline, and abundance. So what it's kind of saying is talking more on the financial aspect of it. Now, had it been a different kind of pentacles, like the Five of Pentacles, or something that would kind of represent maybe a little bit more poverty, I would say kind of be careful moving forward because of financial issues. In this case, because it's the King of Pentacles, it's kind of saying you're very good with your money, that making a decision, your financing, you've got that figured out. Like to pay for this type of procedure, that's kind of figured out, so that's not something you probably should be worrying about. So it's kind of saying, kind of keep in mind the financing seems to be under control, so don't let that kind of be part of making the decision on whether you should or shouldn't make that decision. Another thing here too, on the side of what would happen if you do it, you have three major arcana cards. Major arcana tends to talk about more kind of an event in your life that has a little bit more impact. So I'm kind of seeing that probably you will or should be getting this laser eye surgery. But if you don't, things are fine. You'll just have a little bit of regret, because I think that you really do want this. So, Jay, I hope that this reading resonated with you. Have a blessed day.